Hi, this is Miss Lavodi, and this is how you can create your own Janet Fish-inspired still life using reflected objects set up on your iPad. Here's some information about Janet Fish and some of her artworks. You can see that she uses a variety of glass objects, and she observes how light plays on the objects. We usually work on a still life on a light table that has cellophane attached to the top of the light table and then glass objects filled with water placed right on top of the light table. Then we turn all the lights off in our classroom and the light from the light table shines through the objects and you can see all the colors really nicely. We would then do an observational drawing and take photos of the still life so students could work on their work, usually with chalk pastels. So these are some examples of what other students had done in response to this still life arrangement. We usually work on toned paper or black paper and again apply chalk pastels to the surface, or this can be done with colored pencils. I wanted to create an option for doing this still life with your own reference pictures using your iPad. So what you can do is open up a drawing app and fill it with an abstract painting using the brightest colors possible. Then you can take two small glass objects filled with water, set up your iPad in a really dark room, place these objects on your iPad very carefully. You do not want water damage on your iPad, so make sure they are dry, and then you can take some pictures. I started in the Tayasui Sketches Pro for iPad app, and I just picked a brush and then decided to pick some really bright colors. If you use your color picker and you click the plus sign all the way at the top of the color picker, you will access the color picker that gives you a bigger range of color. So you want to click all the way at the top, the plus button. This will take you to the color picker that you need. I recommend picking really bright colors because this will be more easy to see, and also the brighter the colors, the more impact it will have on your objects. And you should use warm and cool colors and paint them in contrast to each other throughout this composition. You can always try out a few different abstract color compositions and then see how these interact with your still life objects once you start arranging things. So you can make more than one of these paintings if you want, and you can also see what it looks like to fill up more of the white space versus leaving white space visible. This is the finished abstract painting that will be my color and light source. In this next part, you'll see me arranging the objects. I am in a very dark room, so you want to make sure that you're in a room that doesn't have any excess light coming in. Turn off all your lights and close any shades. You're going to use a camera phone such as an iPhone to photograph your still life from different angles, and you'll be able to adjust the brightness on your photos by tapping the screen where you see the brightest objects. So you'll see what that looks like in the next video. So you can see I'm in my dark room and I have my shades drawn down and my lights are off, but my camera auto adjusts for the lighting. So to get it to look this dark, I tap the iPad screen that I see on my phone, and I'll see a little sundial app come down. I can drag that down and it'll make it darker. So I'm going to very carefully place my half-filled objects with water on my iPad. You want to make sure that they are totally dry on the outside so that way you don't risk any water droplets getting into your iPad, and place them down gently, glass on top of glass. You do not want anything to shatter or break. We are not responsible if you do this and your iPad breaks or gets damaged in any way. So now you would want to photograph this from different angles, and you can see how the objects pick up the color from your iPad abstract painting, and when you look at it from different views, the color shifts and changes. So next you'll see the view from my iPhone screen. You want to make sure your flash is off, and also just be extra super careful placing your objects on your iPad, okay? We don't want anything to break or get water damage. So through the lens of my iPhone, you can see I have photo mode on, and when I tap the screen where something looks really bright, I automatically see that little sundial, and then I'm just holding and dragging that sundial down to make sure that my background is really nice and dark. I don't want too much brightness coming through. So again, it's tap the screen where it looks bright and drag the sundial down to adjust how dark your background shadows can be. Take photos from all different angles and try to get creative with how you're cropping, and try to selectively focus on areas of color that you like. Here are some of the photos that I took of the still life.